Great.
Go for it.
Go for it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We have part one of the partner brand education for Unwritten. And it is with Beau Walker, who is the International Sales Manager for EcoHeads. We are currently recording this session, and as soon as it's been recorded, then I'll add it into the Facebook event page at the end, along with a great presentation into the files tab in the Facebook group. Beau, it's on to you.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be here and speaking to all the Indie team. I'm really excited to be going through the EcoHeads presentation. EcoHeads has a very special spot in my heart because when I first started way back in the day in the hair industry, I was one of the first ones ever out on the road with an EcoHead. And just a bit of background on that, I grew up in a very environmentally sustainable area of Australia called Byron Bay, where, you know, it was filled with a lot of hippies and ferals, and got a mum that levitates across the room and will do Reiki on you. So sustainability for me was just something that was born into our blood. And it was interesting when it became a bit of a buzzword. We kind of were like, what's people talking about? Because that's just who we were. But it's really exciting right now to see that sustainability is really becoming the forefront of everything that people are doing. And what I've found as well, obviously, post-COVID, there's a lot of people out there that really want to do something good and don't know how to go about it, but have started really kind of putting their mind to how they can have best practices in their businesses. So without further ado, I will share my screen with you all now. Obviously with EcoHeads as well, guys. Hang on, just quickly get this up. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that screen. Perfect. Excuse me. Yeah, obviously with EcoHeads in our market, what's been really interesting in the Australian market is it's been around for over 13 years, and coming back to it and doing a lot of presentations around the international markets, and, you know, we consider Australian international market. A lot of people just think it's a shower head that doubles pressure and that's about it, or, you know, it cleans a bit of water here and there. It wasn't until I started going through some of the statistics and showing people exactly what it does that it was kind of mind-blowing. So I'm really excited to start going through it with you guys now. If you do have any questions along the way, feel free to shoot them out. Also, I'm sure that on the Facebook page, if you have any questions, just shoot them through there. I'm more than happy to come and answer them. But hopefully I do a good enough job that you guys will be able to, it'll be as clear as day. So going through it, let's start. So EcoHeads, our mission, and it's really important that we get this one out. Our mission is to be the best decision every day for the salon professional, their business, and their client. EcoHead is innovation with purpose, with smart solutions for both the hair industry and the planet. Now, I'm just going to play this video now that's going to hero what we started with, which is the shower head. And this is the newest version, so enjoy. Whoop, go back.
In the heartbeat of your salon, every moment matters. Introducing EcoHeads, where simplicity meets excellence. Saving water, improving water quality, and elevating the salon experience. We redefine excellence by saving time and energy while enhancing the health and well-being of both artists and clients. This is the EcoHeads advantage. Water is the most used resource in the global hair industry. It is the one product that every single client gets applied to them, and it is the one product that hairdressers have the least amount of control over the quality and performance of. At EcoHeads, water conservation is at the core of our philosophy. Enter the Shower Head X, our most innovative salon solution for simply water saving. Experience the impact of double the water pressure. It saves time and energy, ensuring faster rinsing for efficient, eco-friendly services. Color is the most profitable and time-consuming service in the salon. Using the Shower Head X, you can save, on average, 4 minutes and 49 litres of water on every head of color compared to standard taps. Greater efficiency in service time means more appointments, increased revenue, and a sustainable approach with reduced water usage in the long run. Clean water is indispensable in your salon for delivering exceptional professional services. The ECOHEADS Shower Head X reduces hard water by a remarkable 40%, ensuring a consistently high water quality for in-salon services. Say goodbye to mineral buildup that hinders performance and results. Clean water means vibrant colors, less styling damage, optimal product performance, enhanced texture and shine, and a healthier scalp and hair. We empower hairdressers to elevate their craft, delivering quality, pressure, and performance while positively impacting the environment. This is the ECOHEADS advantage.
Okay, so there's a fair bit in that. And obviously, when we started 13 years ago, I'm proud to really share this statistic that we've saved over 172 billion litres of water, which is, just shy of 70,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools, which is huge. Last year alone, we saved over 34 billion litres of water. And that number just continues to rise every year as more and more people jump on board with, what we're trying to achieve. And it's really been, quite inspiring to see. And it's great because, like I was saying, there's a lot of people out there wanting to do something good and they're not sure how to go about it. This is a movement that is really exciting to all of us as well, and where we've come from. So if you have a look at this, our products, so we look at ECOHEADS in two ways. We've got ECOHEADS, and this is the hardware, and then obviously the software with POD, which I'll touch on at the end of this presentation, which is the new innovative way of doing color, which has been super exciting and getting incredible results. You'll notice that in the 13 years, when you look at that, we've literally only got 7 products. We're not a company that likes to just make things for the sake of it. We really listen to the market and listen to clients and come back and add their feedback and put it back into our products. So the Shower Head X, what's new about it? This is a quick video that will sort of talk about that in less than a minute. Okay, for those that have been on the ECOHEADS journey from the very start, or you've joined along the way, first and foremost with the Shower Head, I just want to say thank you for all your support. And what you're looking at now and what I've got in my hand is the 6th version of this. And everything that we've been doing is building up to the POD and the introduction of that. And this has been purpose built for POD. So a couple of things that I'd like to just touch on that was on that video at the very start. If you're washing a client, and we talk about color, if you're washing a client with a regular tap in your salon or your place of business, what you'll find is, on average, and we've done this under lab tests, you'll use 60 litres of water and it will take 6 minutes. With the Shower Head X, you're going to use 11 litres of water and it's going to take 2.5 minutes. So therefore, already, if you do 15 heads of hair or do 15 colors in a day, you're going to save yourself an hour of time. And that's what I've got there as well. So you're going to save an hour of time on 15 clients on color clients, and that's 735 litres of hot water. Now, these taps that we've got now will save you anywhere between 400 to 700 litres of water per basin per day. That statistic is massive and it's huge. So when we think about that as well, for your salon, at home, if you've just got 1 or 2 basins, you can save anywhere up to 100 to 150,000 litres of water a year. And that's not just, water that you're saving on your water bill. That's your power bill as well, because that's hot water that we're talking about. So it's huge. And being able to save more time and save more water, it not only gives you more time to do a couple more services, you can do more PODs, you can do more services in between. So it's increasing your revenue as well. And that's the feedback I get time and time again. One of the things that we're really lucky on the east coast of Australia is we've got pretty good water, which is great. I know for those over in Western Australia, it's actually the dirtiest water that we've got in the country. And that's by 3 times the second dirtiest water that we've got, which is up in Brisbane. So the one thing that, you know, all these big brands out there like L'Oreal's, Kevin Murphy's, you know, Tony and Guy's, you name it, any brand out there, they invest a lot of time, money, and energy into the ingredients in our products to make sure they're the best, right? The one thing that they can't control is the water coming out of your pipes that is touching the client's hair, right? So the one thing that every client has applied to them is water, and that's the one thing that these big companies can't control. That's what we control. So talking through that, we actually produce cleaner water by 40% reduction of hard water. So when we talk about hard water, we're talking about the chlorine, the rust, the sand, the sediment, the mineral buildup that you get in there. Saving time means you can fit more clients in results and increase revenue opportunity. Now, if we have a look and we take a little look around the shower head itself, these stones right here that you can see, that's got magnesite, the red clay, ceramic, etc., the tourmaline, what they do is when water passes through that, you'll find that it makes it from a positive to a negative ion that will flatten the water and flatten the hair cuticle, making it softer, which is awesome. But in between that as well, you'll find that we've got a filter, and you can see that down here. I'm just unscrewing this at the moment so you can see on the camera. If I go right up close, you'll see those purple stones. They're actually antibacterial crystals. And what happens with this, guys, is when water passes through these crystals, it acts like silver. So when water passes through silver, it kills pathogens and bacteria, so creating cleaner water. You've got this little metal grate here as well that catches all the sediment that you've got. And then on the back here, you'll see there's magnets. So that helps break down even more limescale, which is great. Just to share a story with you, what we did was we bought 9 other products off Amazon that claimed clean water, and we wanted to put it to the test against what we've got. So we went over to Western Australia because we know they've got the hardest water, and it's more in line with what Europe's got as well. And so we did tests. So we tested the water just on a hose, just so we had a base level as well that came straight out of a garden hose. And then we used all these other filters that we tested, and none of them came close to the Shower Head X, which is great, which reduced hard water by 40%. So that was a really cool thing to be able to show people and have it on the lab test. The other thing that we've got, the addition is, and I've installed so many of these over the time, so I can tell you I was so stoked to see this swivel adapter. So what happens is when it is on your hose, it doesn't just kink from here and start splitting the hose over time, which is really good. And it's awesome to use when you're sort of doing the front area and around the back, it swivels with you. So a really great addition. The Eco Plate itself, for all of those who may not have seen this, so I've just taken that off. That sort of spiral effect or the circle effect that you can see there, that's called the Leonard effect. So the holes are quite small. So the water comes into the top area here, as you probably saw in that video, and it spirals this way and it builds up and then it just blasts through. And that's how you get that pressure build up and it comes through. And what's really interesting about it is once it touches the scalp, it doesn't splash water everywhere because it's soft water. If you think of like a bubble bath with heaps of bubbles in there, it's quite soft water. That's what happens. And a lot of people love the feeling of it on their scalp when they're getting it massaged or rinsing off. So it's a really clever design. The last thing that I really want to talk to you guys about as well is this. So everything that we did with the shower head is we kept, I guess, the elderly person in mind that might have arthritis. So what I'm trying to say here is when you put these things together, and obviously when they come out of the box, they're already attached together, but you only need to spin it until it stops and then give it a quarter turn. That's tight enough. You don't need to tighten these things up as hard as you can. They've been designed that it only needs a quarter turn and that will seal it. You won't get any leaks. Same with this, right? So if I'm putting on this part here, the swivel adapter, we put it through until it stops, quarter twist, done. Yeah? So it will work every time that way as well. Last but not least is this. I can't tell you how clean or how dirty the water is coming out of your pipes. I'll give you a really good example. During the day in Australia, I worked for Tony and Guy, and I went up to Tony and Guy Newcastle, which used to be Sandy Chong's old salon up there, who looks after the AHC, and it's a heritage listed building where they're renovating now. And the water that's been coming out of that, their pipe has been like really dirty, right? So they noticed straight away how important these were. But no one had actually taught them the maintenance of it, which is very crucial, right? So just like anything, if I was to buy a vacuum cleaner, I'm going to have to change the bag. How often do you have to change it? Well, again, fortunately on the east coast of Australia, unless you've got a case where they're doing renovations like they had in Newcastle, you'll be able to tell. So I liken it to like drinking coffee. If I was to drink coffee every day, right, and not brush my teeth, I'm probably going to get stained teeth. And it's the same with this. If I'm using this the whole time, and I've seen some that have been on there for years without any maintenance, what happens is it will build up and it will get dirty. It's doing its job, but it hasn't been cleaned, so that will stain. Now, that's pretty extreme case. So what you do is this. I just pull this apart like this. I pull this filter out. And once every month or maybe even 2 months, I'm just going to get like an old toothbrush, give it a quick clean, give it a rinse out, and that filter's good to go again. You don't need to change the magnets. You don't need to change the antibacterial crystals, right? Same with the plate. So what I would do at the end of a day, on like once a month, once every 2 months, I take this off and I get my plate and I dip it in either white vinegar or like a descaling solution. The next morning when I go to put it together, which literally is like this, guys, I put it in. And this comes with little videos as well, guys, on how to install them. They're really easy. I've done thousands. I put it back together and it's good to go. So with the plate, I would just give it a wipe down the next day, get that toothbrush, I just get a cloth, give it a, and it's good as new. And this becomes really important, especially when we start talking about POD. So the last thing I'll tell you about this shower head, which a lot of people didn't realize, is the actual material isn't made from plastic. It's made from a copolymer resin, which is super strong and way better for the environment than plastic. We're also looking at the new batch that we're doing with everything coming from a recycled copolymer resin. So everything that we do with EcoHeads, we always have, how can we make it more sustainable? How can we, elevate, or how can we be more sustainable in-house and forward-facing? You'll notice that even the boxes now that they come in, this is made from a sugarcane paper, recycled sugarcane paper. It used to be that foam. So we're constantly on the lookout on how we can make our products better, how we can make them more sustainable. And sustainability for us is a journey. We're always on it without sacrificing the product and any integrity of it. So that's the Shower Head X. Does anyone have any questions around the shower head before I move on? Like I said, hopefully that explained it pretty well. And if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them in the chat. So moving on, the other thing that I thought I'd show you guys is this, because I know that these sold out for us. Now, I'm not really here to sell you a hose X, but I could not believe how in demand these were, to the point where we sold out straight away. We did a double order on them. They sold out straight away. And I'll explain why. I've got one with me. So like I was just showing you how the shower head has a swivel adapter, what you'll find with this hose is where it attaches to your basins, right? We pull this out of its mesh bag. Where it attaches to the basin, it also swivels, right? So you've got a dual swivel adapter. So the hoses will last a lifetime. They are unbelievable. They're water repellent, they're anti-mold, they're super lightweight, and they also just aesthetically look really cool. Because with the shower head X now, it comes in this really cool stand. So everything's just black, looks nice, looks aesthetically pleasing. And the hose, like I said, it's resistant to chlorine, it's sustainable, it's recyclable. It comes in a mesh bag where you can wash it in the washing machine if you wanted to. I highly doubt anyone will, but you can. But they're super durable. I'm sure a lot of you on here might have heard of the Togninis up in Brisbane. Before they got these on board, they had a plumber come out because their old hose had split and flooded the salon. And the plumber came out and said, if you had have had one of these, right, with this setup that's over here, this never would have happened. So that was a really good story to hear. And it knew that we're on the right thing. And again, that's from listening to you guys, the hairdresser, saying, it's frustrating how it sort of doesn't bend here. So we're like, great, let's make a swivel adapter. Oh, it'd be great if the hoses did the same thing. Great, let's do that. So it's not just everything that we do it's been front of mind is from your feedback and just trying to perfect it. Moving on. this is really exciting. I'm just going to show you this video and I'll talk more in depth about it. So this is called the Ping X, and this is what it does. Okay, so I'm going to skip what's new for a second. I'll get back to that. So guys, the Ping X, I'll be honest with you. When this first came across my lap when I was sitting at home, way back in the day when I started selling it, I thought it was a gimmick product, and you guys might be thinking the same thing. I thought, it's a mix or whatever. I can mix by hand, right? And I didn't really realize what it was all about until I started researching it. And now more than ever, it's making a lot more sense. And you'll find people like Stevie English, who will be joining us a little bit later, does not let his colorist mix without it. And I'll explain why. First and foremost, I've got one in my hand. The Ping was designed purely first and foremost for you guys, the health of you guys. So for example, if you don't smoke and you have one cigarette, you'll probably be all right, right? We'll probably punch through that one. But if you're a smoker and you smoke every day, we know the repercussions of what happens smoking every day, right? And people make that choice, that's fine. And I'm not sort of downing that. It's the same with mixing color. And there's actually been a health inquiry looking into the hair industry at the moment as we speak. So when we're mixing color every single day and we're breathing in those fumes, or we're mixing in powder lighteners and bleachers and we're breathing in that every single day, we do know that it's starting to have adverse effects to the health of our hairdressers. But furthermore, it's your clients as well. If you got someone that's pregnant coming to your salon, if you got someone with allergies or asthmatic, what the Ping was designed to do, it's got a couple of really cool design features, but the first one was to create an odor-free zone, right? So to create an odor-free zone in a safe environment for you to mix your colors without breathing it in every single time. Secondly, this Ping will help reduce your color bill by 30%. And I've seen it time and time again. I've had salons call me up and go, you were right. We are saving a ton on our color. And let me explain how that works. So for example, if I was to mix by hand 30 grams, just as an example, if I was to mix by hand 30 grams of color in this, or if I was to put the same mix ratio using the Ping, 20 grams, it will go the same distance, that 20 grams, the way it mixes. And it gives this beautiful, consistent mix every single time. So if everyone who's listening to this call right now and who's on this call right now was to mix like a 9-1 and we were to mix, we're going to get a very, 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 very similar result, but not exactly the same. And what this is designed to do is give you 100% color consistency every single time while creating an odor-free zone, and reducing your color bill. And not only that, by reducing it and putting less waste by mixing by hand, we're actually saving up to 20% of chemical waste reduction compared to mixing by hand that's going down the sink. So the Ping is an awesome tool. And I just want to talk you through it because, again, it wasn't like we went, let's make a mixer. We really thought about it, right? And hopefully I can answer all your questions that you might have. Excuse me. If I am to push this button one time, right, what you're going to see right there is you're going to see a blue light that's flashing and it's going to spin for 75 seconds. If I push it 2 times, 1, 2, you're going to see a blue light and it's going to spin at a normal speed for 45 seconds. Now, the reason why we've got those 2 timers is 30 grams and up or 40 grams and up, you might want to spin for 75 seconds. 40 grams below, you might want to spin for 45 seconds, right? It's just for depending on how much mix you have. If I push it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you will see that a green light comes on and it will spin for 75 seconds at a slower speed. If I push it 4 times, green light, slower speed, 45 seconds. Now, why did we create that? Again, it was from the feedback that we got from our hairdressers. 2 things. 1, if I've got a running at consistency and I don't want it splattering everywhere and we want it to mix evenly, then I'd use the slower speed. If I'm using a color that is ammonia free, right? And it's using something like MEA, or it's not using any ammonia, you probably want to use the slower speed so it mixes a lot better, yeah, to ensure that we cover grey. Because that's the number one question I always get is, oh, is it going to still give me grey coverage? Absolutely is the answer. Now, if I push it 5 times, and this is really exciting, again, keeping in mind this is purpose-built for a busy salon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see that both lights start flashing and it's spinning like this, and that will spin for 2 minutes or 120 seconds. Why did we create that? Your powder lighteners and your bleachers. And like I was saying, Stevie English will tell you as well, he does not let anyone mix his bleachers without the ping. It gives you the most incredible consistency and takes your bleach such a long way. It's amazing. Now, a couple of features, right? On the back here, you'll notice that there is a magnet and that clips on the back here. If that drops off, the blade would automatically stop, so it won't start flicking everywhere. The actual blade itself, you can pull off, just a little magnet there so you can clean it out. It's really easy to clean. I'll show you a little video of that in a second. And then this clips back in. When you are to wash it, make sure that you don't wet the top electrical area, yeah? And the back part where you charge it through here, we keep that flat down. We avoid water for that, right? You can use your shower head X or your shower head just to rinse it off, and it's good to go. It comes with 4 other bowls as well. So again, most of my salons now have anywhere between 2 or 3 pings, and they've got a mixing. They find it quite, it's like anything. Change is always like a culture shift. But once you get on board with it, you'll notice that 1, you're going to reduce waste. 2, you're going to save on your color bill. 3, you're going to have an odor-free zone. And 4, you're going to have a 100% color consistency every single time. So it's awesome. So I'll just show you this little video so you can see what's new. If any of you had purchased a ping in the past compared to what we've got now, this is what it looks like. Okay, and lastly with that as well, you'll find that, again, the box that it comes in, again, we've used recycled sugarcane for the inserts. Again, we've been, like you will see with that video that we see, we've got the 2 motor functions now. It's faster charging. It's just as technology gets better, so do we. And it's just an awesome unit to have it as an addition for your, as a tool for every colorist out there. I can't recommend this high enough, and especially for your clients as well. It's actually kind of cool. When you mix their color in front of them, they go, oh, that's a cool little gadget. And they sort of see their own color being mixed. So, yeah, hopefully that answers the question of ping. Okay, so the e-brush, guys, this is, I'll play this and I'll just talk about it briefly. All right, so there's so many brushes on the market, right? If I think of a brush, there are thousands of brushes in the market. So what I did was, I've been working a long time with Label M, and I can tell you, and I know Katie Reeves is part of your indie crew as well, and she will tell you that we arguably have some of the best brushes out there in the market. We do lots of London Fashion Week, etc. So when I got these brushes, I actually took them to a couple of really good hairdressers that I know love their ones. And my first impression was just, I want to know that they worked, right? That was the most important thing for me. But the feedback that I got from them kind of blew my mind. Everyone loved these brushes. And again, we didn't make 50 of them. We've got another 1 coming. We just wanted to make commercially 3 really, really, really good brushes that do the job. What's really cool about them that separate them from a lot of other brushes out there is the fact that they're made from low carbon ground coffee, recycled coffee, which is great. The other thing that's really quite unique about these brushes is, especially for all you colorists out there, is, you know, when you're doing color in a sink and you're using the brush, the way that it's made, in 6 months' time, it will still look brand new because the color doesn't really stick or stain to these brushes. So they look fresh all the time. And a lot of clients love that when they've got them in their hands or you're using them. It doesn't look like you've got a tatty old brush that's been sort of starting to get stained and worn and torn. They're just a really good one. You've got the dressing brush, obviously, for thicker hair that you saw in that video for more thick blow drying through. And then you've got this wet detangling brush, but again, can be used on dry hair. And you can probably tell from looking at my hair, this is my natural hair. I've got dreadlocks and I've got 2 kids and they have got the curliest hair in the world, unfortunately, because of me, for them. And I can tell you that detangling brush is phenomenal. Bit of a game changer. So that's our e-brushes. Then we've got bang shields. And this is just going through the folio, guys, of what we have got so you understand where the story is. And then we'll show you where we're headed as well in the next 5 minutes. So bang shields, guys, they look like this. Okay, so I'm not going. Hi, Jill. I'm just going to put you on. Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to put you on mute quickly. Okay, so the bang shield, guys, look, with the introduction of POD as well, it's been a bit of a game changer. It's great because as they're spending a little bit more time at the basin, the part we know people love, it's great. It just protects them from the water. It's heat protecting. It's also great to do, like we'll say, like you saw there when you're doing like a fringe cut, protects their face from actually getting hair going onto their makeup. And it's pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to harp on about it, but I do know, I'll let you know that it is made from a bio-recycled film and it's got medical grade, what would I say, adhesive. The adhesive is medical grade, so you don't get stuck with like a red line across your forehead, and they're very non-invasive. So we've had these in our folio for a long time now, and people seem to really take a liking to them as well. So just to recap on all of this, the EcoCape, the E-Cape. Again, this is awesome. It just has a really comfortable, snug fit. It's recycled polyester and bio-based silicone means that you don't have to sacrifice luxury for comfort and environmentally conscious salon products. So this one has been, again, we've just done a double order of our Eco E-Capes because people really love the fit of these as well. So for the stylist, which is you guys, the Shower Head X removes dirt, sediment, providing cleaner water in a more sustainable, time-effective way, enhancing product performance. The Ping X provides consistent color mixing results every single time. The EcoHead products save you time. The feel-good factor about making a difference to the planet. Better health benefits, no more inhaling fumes that can cause long-term damage. For the business, save up to an hour per 15 clients per stylist, saves you anywhere between 400 and 700 litres of water on average per basin per day, lowering electricity and water bill, saves you an average of 30% overall on your colour product bill, elevates the client experience at the basin in the salon chair. And this is the big one, guys. It creates a really good feel-good factor for the clients that are coming to see you, knowing that they're supporting a salon that has an environmental conscious. And we're seeing this more and more, especially with the younger generation coming through. They're actively seeking salons and businesses that are doing this. So that's really exciting. So what comes next? Now, this is to tease you guys into the training that you've got next Monday with Nicole and Stevie, who are on this call right now, which is great. They've joined in late, so they're going to touch on that in a little bit. Got a 4-minute video for you guys just to check out. I'll show you a couple of bits and pieces to get you excited, and we'll go from there.
The world is changing, and so is our industry. For the first time since 1904, basic basin and color functionality has been reimagined with never-before-seen technology. A new world of EcoPods and concentrated product delivered by water awaits. Reimagine your craft with new avenues in your business and new revenue streams. The water-delivered cleansers, tone-on-tone color, and treatments are infused into the hair through the ECOHEADS Shower Head. Welcome to POD by ECOHEADS, defining a new category for the professional hairdressing industry. This is our point of difference. Our mission is to empower the hair industry to elevate their craft with innovation and purpose, and without sacrifice to their work, their health, or the environment. The vision is to be the best decision every day for the salon professional, their business, and the client. We are purposeful innovation with a global consciousness. Designed specifically for the fast-paced salon, the ECOHEADS Shower Head is the first of its kind to deliver improved water quality using a two-step filtration process whilst increasing water pressure and reducing water usage. Introducing the adapter. This attachment allows the POD system to work effectively and be effortless to implement in a busy salon environment. This is a mild cleansing EcoPod to prime all hair types for a POD color or treatment service. Sulfate-free, formulated with mild surfactants like coconut acid that cleanse the hair and scalp. The active ingredient betaine supports porosity whilst nourishing and maintaining hair quality. Arginine is a key ingredient here. It has a softening effect on the cuticle and increases the pH of the water flowing onto the hair, promoting a healthy lifting of hair cuticles for better color binding and treatment uptake. A water-delivered tone-on-tone color. A range of dual-action EcoPods that condition the hair whilst coloring effectively. The EcoPods contain microcolor molecules, lipophilic oils, and amino acids that dissolve and combine with the water treatment and dynamic pressure of the shower head. The sealer is a post-color treatment that seals the cuticle, locks in color, and provides UV protection. Designed with a rich phytocomplex that nourishes and protects the hair, providing hydration, luminous shine, and effortless detangling capabilities for all hair types and textures. The sealer is a one-of-a-kind treatment with an anti-lime scale and sea salt effect on the hair to provide extra protection from color fade and hard water elements. Modify your mindset, alter your impact, evolve your business, and change the world. This is our way. It's time to make it yours.
Okay, guys. So what I will do, and just Nicole, I can see you. Let me know if you can see this screen right here. Can you see it? Yep. Okay, cool. Because what you saw very much there was the brand, and I get the question, oh, where's the before and after? So I want to show you in, like, we've got a salon that uses this every single day and loves it, just like Stevie does and Kobe, and got a bunch of salons on board. But I want to show you in real time what it does. So what you're looking at is a micro color treatment delivered by water through the shower head. And this is what Stevie and Nicole will go through next week in a lot more detail, because I'm sure you've got a bunch of questions. But have a look at this. This is what it looks like. So that's one example. And the other one I just want to show you as well for toning is this one, which I think is a really great one for neutralizing. So there's just two really cool examples. And Nicole, give me a thumbs up if you can see the system again now.
Yeah.
Yep. There's just two really good examples. Now, I want to just add this to you guys, because when I first saw this system for the first time, and I'm sure a lot of you are thinking the same thing, I thought, so we've got a shower head that saves water, and it looks like you're just pouring water down the sink. That was my first thought. I was very impressed, because what you can't see there, and I went to the actual launch of it, you can't see how good the hair feels. Like, it feels unlike anything I'd ever touched, which hooked me straight away. The fact that we're delivering, like, it was a micro color treatment delivered by water. So up until now, we've used water to wash things off, and now all of a sudden we're using water to, deposit pigment. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But when we wash with a normal tap, and we do a toning service with a normal tap, and we've done tests on this as well, we use an average of about 104 liters of water. With this toning system, just so you know, guys, we use 48 liters or less. So we're still using less water, even though it looks like that, because we're not doing the shampooing, we're not rinsing out the tone, we're not re-shampooing and conditioning. It's bang, one hit. So I'm not going to go too deep into this, but what I will say is it is very much a system that runs alongside whatever beloved color you already have. If you're an O&M salon, great. This system's going to work amazingly. If you're a Kevin Murphy salon, great. 11 salon, a L'Oreal, it is very much a 3+1 system, being prep, tone, sealer, plus the shield. Now, the adapter, I'll show you guys here on my one here. This is what it looks like. Comes off, product sits in there, clip it on, off you go. It is a phenomenal system, and there's nothing like it. And this is the exciting part. So where we're headed, guys, and then I'm going to throw over to Nicole and Stevie to sort of tease next week. And I might have given away when I scooted over to the Instagram page to see it working in real time. This is where we're headed, which is really exciting. So we've been working on this for the last 5.5 years. This is everything that you love about the Shower Head X, right? We've created one for home use, because we get this constantly, but we didn't want to just create another home use shower head. If you Google it, and in fact, if I scoot over here, this is what our first one will look like. We've got the black and the silver, two most popular colors. And if you Google like home use shower head, there's a lot of ugly ones out there that don't do the job of cleaning or the pressure. This will do both. This will do everything that we love about the Shower Head X and more. So why is that really exciting for all of us involved? Well, first and foremost, people at home are going to get the cleanest water they can possibly get, which is great. Even if they've got a filtration system at home, it's going to make it even cleaner, which is awesome. This part right here, guys, unlike other shower heads, you'll be able to take the whole head off, just like you can with the Shower Head X, and clean the plate both on the inside and the outside, which is a game changer. This filtration system here from the middle down, you'll be able to insert a brand new filter as well, making sure that you've got the cleanest water on the marketplace. But furthermore, for us, we're going to be marketing to all of those people that are going to home use shower head to make sure they go to an EcoHead salon. Because think about when you do a beautiful copper, a bright blonde, and we spend all that time, energy, and they spend all the money on it as well. And then they go home, they put dirty water on it. It dulls it down. So this is where we're headed. This is the journey. And I'm really excited for what's to come. I'm just going to stop sharing now and say thank you all so much for joining us on this call. And I just want to throw over to Nicole, who is she's our everything, but she is our national educator, and Stevie English, who's been here from the very start, to talk a little bit about what they'll be presenting next week.
Thanks, Beau. Amazing presentation. Hi, guys. I'm really excited to be working with you all and to be here today. And I thought I'd just give you a quick little insight to a little bit about POD and what we will be presenting to you on the 24th. I think that's right, isn't it?
24th, that's right.
Yeah. Just don't want to get everyone confused. So POD is an amazing system, and it's what I really love about it is that it's a toolkit for every hairdresser. So no matter what color brand you're using, what your salon specializes in, you could be specializing in keratin services or even perming, and the POD system will actually really help all of those services be better. So it will help with the uptake of any product or treatment or service, and also save you time and money, which is what we all want in our business, and be able to add extra services onto your clients without taking a whole lot of extra time. So me and Stevie on the 24th, we're going to be talking to you about blondes and why we chose to do blondes first. It's the biggest money-making service that most salons are doing. So we thought we'd talk about blondes, and POD is really incredible in how it works with blondes and how it can really elevate all your blonde services and make them look brighter and fresher, all while making your hair feel incredible and have incredible shine. And we'll go in a little bit more into that when we see you in a couple of weeks. Do you want to add anything, Stevie? Are you there?
I am. I think we'll go in a lot more detail than that.
You can go. I wanted to save you some room to talk.
Yeah, no. But I think, and yes, Beau, great presentation. Very good, mate. We are super lucky, and I think we're sort of right at the tip of the iceberg in terms of what this product does, but also as a colorist, and to Nick's point in terms of what it can do, not just for color, but for me, it's about making my life easier as a salon owner, as a colorist, but to do things better, faster, quicker. And ultimately, hairdressers, colorists have been doing the same stuff for hundreds of years, right? I think color hasn't really changed since 1908 was the tint tube was created. And so to be right there at the forefront of eco-ness, but also amazing technology and color, it's pretty cool. And for me, none of my blondes walk out the salon without POD running over the top, because it makes blonde hair look better, faster, quicker, cooler. And you know, when you put an ash tone on someone, it always looks dull. Here it looks light and bright, and like it almost looks like you've tipped out and bleached, but you haven't. So it's super cool. So I'm looking forward to running you through that with the team.
Thanks so much, guys. Now, Rob, did you want to close for today?
Yeah, so thank you, guys. Very interesting. It's even though I've seen it before, it's always good to get the sort of in-depth of all those products. And I've seen POD work, and that's also a really exciting thing. I think, you know, from an unwritten perspective, you know, we like to look at things that save time and make money, right? And that's almost, you know, like part of our ethos. You know, when you're an individual hairdresser, you're operating by yourself. You don't have people to do things. So any place that you can actually save time, that actually means money. And it was funny when Beau was doing that presentation, I went right in my drawer beside me. You might have seen me going down like this. I pulled out my water bill and I had a look at it. And so one of the comments Beau made was saving 150,000 litres of water per year. Now, that is 150 kilolitres, right? So if you extrapolate that out at between $2.50 and $2.60, that's what I'm looking at on my bill. It's about $400, right? So if you look at the shower head, within 5 or 6 months, you'll already pay for that. And that's just the water saving, not including the time saving, not including the electricity to heat the water. So from that perspective, I think if that was my business, I'd go, there's no reason not to do that, because you just pay the money, get that, and then after 5 months, you've already paid it off literally in your water bill. I think that's a great idea. We have EcoHeads. Getting EcoHeads in stock for wholesale purchase inside the app was step number one. Obviously, we've got the very exciting addition to stage one of POD with the education with Stevie coming very shortly, and Nicole. So just for today, we're going to do a little deal. So for those people that don't already own an EcoHead, I'm going to change the price directly after this. I'm going to change the price to $130 for the EcoHead, and it will be off at 5 p.m. So there's until 5 p.m. Sydney time. Anyone that doesn't have one that wants to get one, you'll get it for $130, which is a bloody good deal. And then you'll be prepped and ready to go for POD on the next visit, and it'll be on. You'll be away and already saving money. So if you don't have one, jump onto the wholesale shop after this, get yourself an EcoHead X, and you'll be ready for the next step.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's $40 off, everyone. So you're getting a really, really, really good deal on that. So look, we're going to love you and leave you. I will get this presentation sort of a shorter version so you guys can have a look on your Facebook pages. Feel free to reach out. You can put my email and Nicole's email there if you have any questions on the EcoHead itself or any EcoHead products. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
The event
EcoHeads.
page is in the Facebook group for the 24th of June with Nicole and Stevie for part 2. So please jump onto that event page, RSVP, let us know you're coming. If you can't make it, put your questions in there ahead of time and we'll see you there.
We'll have some awesome startup packs for that as well. So
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.